Well, there's two mics. What the?
Promises. They fill every cubic meter and ride on every kilometer. Over mountains, oceans, borders. Beneath it all is our promise. Because we know that when we deliver on our promise, business moves forward. And you can keep your promise. Coyote Logistics. Drive your business forward.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. SBS offers live telecasts on Channel 59.3, YouTube, or Twitch. We include pre- and post-game interviews with the players.
You know, I started in the locker room. All the boys were getting going before the game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click at the beginning of the game, so I think that's what got us going.
We also include digital live statistics, play-by-play commentary, team highlight reels, and even more than that. Go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com or search Sports Broadcast Solutions on YouTube. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Promises. They fill every cubic meter and ride on every kilometer. Over mountains, oceans, borders. Beneath it all is our promise. Because we know that when we deliver on our promise, business moves forward. And you can keep your promise. Coyote Logistics. Drive your business forward.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. SBS offers live telecasts on Channel 59.3, YouTube, or Twitch. We include pre- and post-game interviews with the players.
You know, I started in the locker room. All the boys were getting going before the game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click at the beginning of the game, so I think that's what got us going.
We also include digital live statistics, play-by-play commentary, team highlight reels, and even more than that. Go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com or search Sports Broadcast Solutions on YouTube. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
These are all promises. Every piece in every box on every pallet. Promises. They fill every square inch and ride on every mile. Over mountains, oceans, borders, rain, sleet, snow. Beneath it all is our promise. Because we know that when we deliver on our promise, business moves forward. And you can keep your promise. Coyote Logistics. Drive your business forward.
Let's try this. Test 1, test 2. I'm Kyle Smith alongside Bob Vilsaway as the Chicago Mission are about to take on Little Caesars. It was a long drive for Little Caesars, Bob, and obviously not a good drive to continue on it with this bad sleet, snow, and rain we've been getting.
Well, tonight the weather is better, right? I went out for a little bit of food, right? And it's raining. It's not snowing, and that's why we're indoor. Because if the rain was happening, it would melt the ice on the outdoor facility. But if it were snow, we can just shovel that off. So that's hence the reason we came inside.
Big game today, and what's interesting about today's game is David Legwan, former NHL player, the head coach for Little Caesars, and Adrian Aucoin, You didn't play NHL 2004, but I did. He was one of the best defensemen in that video game.
Well, and he had over 100 miles an hour slap shot. Did they show that in the NHL, the video game? But yeah, I'm intrigued by these. Both of those coaches, you hit right on it, right? Legwand has played in 1,136 games in the pros, right? He scored 228 goals, 390 assists, 618 points. But what I thought was intriguing is his plus minus after all that time is +7. And then you go to Adrian Aucoin. This guy's fabulous, right? But he played with a lot of teams. He played with Tampa Bay, Vancouver, New York Islanders, of course, with the Blackhawks, Calgary, Phoenix, Columbus. In similar stats, he played in 1,108 games, 121 goals, 278 assists. That's 399 points. But he was at least a +46 also. These two NHL players alone would be a fantastic NHL coaching staff. And here they are coaching AAA U14 boys.
What's your prediction for today? You've got Chicago Mission. It was an outdoor game, then it wasn't. Now we're indoors. Little Caesars. It's a far drive from Detroit, but what's good for them, it's better than a couple years ago when we had Mount St. Charles all the way from Rhode Island flying in for that doubleheader on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. What's your prediction today? I say Mission 3 and Little Caesars 2.
Oh, interesting you picked 3-2. I was going to take 3-2, but I was going to take Little Caesars side only from this perspective. They're driving further. Usually the teams that drive further, there's a reason they're driving further for that game. Now, it is a long drive, and it is through snow, and it was probably harrowing, and of course you got to stay overnight in a hotel, and it's not exactly the greatest conditions on the road, et cetera, right? But it's got, I think, just like you hit it, it's top-notch hockey, and it's going to be close. I'm just going to pick a 3-2 game. Now, it's hard to pick a one-goal game, right? Because there's always an empty net at the end. So, our 3-2 games could easily become 4-2 games, depending on who has to pull the goalie and for how long at the end of the game.
We had Griffin Williams in the pregame show. According to him, he should play all 51 minutes tonight, but don't be surprised if we also see Lucas Johnson between the pipes as well.
Well, and of course, I was teasing him when we did the pregame interview. He was in his shorts, and I'm like, boy, you don't want a hockey puck to hit that shin, right? But I also joke about this, too. Just like in basketball, it might be time to raise the rim from 10 feet to 10'6". After all that Peach basket was really pretty high, they didn't expect anybody to dunk it. But here in hockey, it's a little tiny net, and you got a great big guy in front of it with pads twice the size of the guy to get a shot on goal into the net. You got to find a little bit of sliver outside the goalie pad to get it in. So for years, when Quenneville was the coach at St. Louis, all the shots from the St. Louis players were wide of the net, and they were tipped in to get it into the open net. And then, St. Louis always beat the Blackhawks. Then what did the Hawks do? They went and got Quenneville, and guess what? That's what the Hawks were doing. They were shooting wide and tipping it in. So I'm saying with two experienced NHL quality coaches here, we're going to expect some of the shots to intentionally go wide, and they're going to be looking for deflections. Because you hit it on goal, it's going to go right into the breadbasket of some of these big goalies with all their pads.
So we're going to find out who wins. We're going to take a break. You're watching Mission against Little Caesars coming up next here on SBS.
Promises. They fill every cubic meter and ride on every kilometer. Over mountains, oceans, borders. Beneath it all is our promise. Because we know that when we deliver on our promise, business moves forward. And you can keep your promise. Coyote Logistics. Drive your business forward.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. SBS offers live telecasts on Channel 59.3, YouTube, or Twitch. We include pre- and post-game interviews with the players.
I started in the locker room. All the boys were getting going before the game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click at the beginning of the game, so I think that's what got us going.
We also include digital live statistics, play-by-play commentary, team highlight reels, and even more than that. Go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com or search Sports Broadcast Solutions on YouTube. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
These are all promises. Every piece in every box on every pallet. Promises. They fill every square inch and ride on every mile. Over mountains, oceans, borders, rain, sleet, snow. Beneath it all is our promise. Because we know that when we deliver on our promise, business moves forward. And you can keep your promise. Coyote Logistics. Drive your business forward.
Good evening, everybody. Kyle Smith alongside Bob Vilsaway as the Chicago Mission about to take on Little Caesars. 5 minutes of pregame hockey. As you can see the motion graphic, the opening graphic that we have for you. It's the Brierly, number 19 defenseman Thaddeus McMahon, number 22 forward Talon Ailing, number 23 forward Jacob Lukes, 32 goalie Griffin Williams, who we had in the pregame show, 33 defenseman Caden Aucoin, just like his dad, number 44 defenseman Trevor Shorter, 72 forward Reed Hamura, 81 defenseman Jack Odell, 83 forward Connor Eilers, 91 forward Oliver McKinney, and number 94 backing up Griffin Williams tonight will be Lucas Johnson. Bob, why don't you give us the lineup for Little Caesars?
So we have number 3 on defense, Sig Ebersold. Number 9 forward, Vincent Amon. Number 11 forward, Ryder Legwand, son of the coach, no doubt, right? Okay, 12 defense, Anthony Timmerman. 16 forward, Maxwell Adams. 17 forward, Christian Koloje. 20 forward, Luke Kinal. 21 forward, Alex Schaefer. 26 forward, Liam Martin. 33 the goalie, Grayson Mylock. 37 forward, Colby Coombe. 39 the goalie, Aiden Meyer. 55 the forward, Levi Weinberger. 63 on defense, Julian Meyer. 66 on defense, Jackson Reeder. 77 forward, Ty Kennedy. 89 forward, I love the name, Gunnar Gulstrand. Number 91 defense, Jack Peterson. And finally, number 3 forward, Sarver Jaworski. I love all these names. These are actually more easily able to be pronounced. Sometimes when you do the soccer games, you get the Eastern European names that have a lot of letters in them.
Well, you said 3-2 final score for Little Caesars. I'm going to say 3-2 for the Chicago Mission. The Mission in the green and the Little Caesars in the red. The refs tonight brought to you by our in-game reporter in Andres Tejeda.
You know, interesting how you said green and red. Of course, those are Christmas colors. But these green, this is a bright neon green. And, of course, the red is a little bit muted. And, of course, I have to talk about the colors because I'm the color announcer. But these neon green uniforms are definitely bright. Sometimes I wonder if somebody were to do a study, and if you have bright jerseys, is that an advantage to you or a disadvantage to you? You can see your own teammates, right? But you can't. But the other team knows where you are.
The refs on the ice tonight, Justin Klowowski, Brady Vasic, Jack Mestanas, and Alex Ramos Shom. So it's a 4-man crew tonight, partner. It's almost like the pros.
I think you had to come through with the spelling on those names, right?
Yeah, Ramos, S-H, might be a U, Shum. Anyways, appreciate Andres helping us out tonight. As we got about a minute until puck drops, partner, and it should be a good one. You're right, partner. They're more of an orange than a red color, our Little Caesars.
Well, what's interesting also is this is an indoor game now instead of an outdoor game. Now, if it were an outdoor game in snow, when you make the passes, you have to push the passes a lot harder because the puck is slower on the ice. But it was drizzling a little bit. We talked about it earlier. That's why they're indoor, because even though it's drizzling above 32 degrees, which means it's melting the ice, and then you're playing on water, and that clearly won't work. So it's going to be a fast game tonight, whereas if it were outdoor, it would have been a slow game.
So Jim Cornelison, who does the Blackhawks and many other national anthems, is coming up next. We're going to take a break. Mission against Little Caesars coming up next here on SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone. Who are you?
Promises. They fill every cubic meter and ride on every kilometer. over mountains, oceans, borders. Beneath it all is our promise. Because we know that when we deliver on our promise, business moves forward. And you can keep your promise. Coyote Logistics. Drive your business forward.
National anthem coming up next. You're watching the Mission against Caesars. Yeah, just mute it.
You have to not say that so they don't hear that on the air.
What?
Mute.
That is the least of my problems. Yeah, that's fine. I don't care.
Okay, what's up?
We gotta mute him, bud.
These are all promises. Every piece in every box on every pallet. Promises. They fill every square inch and ride on every mile.
Game about to start. I still haven't seen Jim Cornelison yet, but they have not done the public address announcements yet either.
Well, last year, we did the outdoor game. I wasn't here. I was at home in nice, warm comfort of the house. Then you were here outdoor. Jim Cornelison, it's like a celebrity singing the national anthem. What a great job. And, of course, in the part where he says, and it's still there, he points at the American flag. Last year, he had to turn all the way around to point at the American flag. But what a moment when he sings this.
All right, so we will have the national anthem as Eric, our videographer, is trying to find Jim. Can you boost it? Is it bad? Do you want to go to mic 1? Can you hear? Oh wait, hold on.
Do the national anthem.
Try now. Okay. All right, we're gonna unboost that.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the
Hey, thank you. Always a pleasure to see you.
Everybody gets gassed up a little bit.
You all have a great night.
Sorry about that. We accidentally muted our mic. Are we back? Okay, we're back.
Yeah, that was the best singer in all of America when it comes to doing the national anthem. How exciting. Of course, the joke would be, oh, I'm sorry, we didn't hear him. He has to go redo it. You know, we're going to put that up on YouTube later on. You'll be able to play that back. You know, high schools would be wise to download that YouTube video and play that in front of their games. But we are very lucky here in Chicago that we have a singer of that ability that other places don't have. And, of course, here he is singing the national anthem in front of all of us. And the reverberations in this facility made it even better. And, of course, everybody's knocking their sticks on the ice and the parents clapping in the stands. What a magical event already, and the game hasn't even started.
It is 7:08, so just past 7 o'clock. Don't have to worry about the weather conditions for this one as we've moved indoors. Taking the face-off for the Chicago Mission. It'll be number 15, Cameron Holyoke. Nope, sorry, that's 72, Reed Hamora. And face-off won by Little Caesars as here we go. Little Caesars to take a two-line pass into the Mission zone. After it is McMahon. In the Mission territory, good pass right out in front to Lukes. He tries to dump it in and does.
Yeah, it was a real nice clear out. It caused a 3-on-2 at the other end. Of course, then Little Caesars caught up to it. But that's a lesson in how to exit the zone. We would expect nothing less with this kind of coaching, though.
At neutral ice, Mission play it, dumping it in deep over to the far corner. And then out behind the net, then picked up by Little Caesars. They try to get it up, and at the point, able to get it briefly that time was the defenseman in Holyoke. As some checking action that time by the Mission. Out to neutral ice. Little Caesars will play it. Now at the blue line. Trying to get it on net. Mission had it briefly. It was past the stick that time of Arnone. Now still into the zone. And near the goalie crease. It's going to be played right now by Jaworski. Trying to set it up in front. Stolen away. And then Arnone sending it over to the boards. Playing it right now is Shorter. Shorter had it. And now it's over to Trevor Shorter. From Shorter to Shorter. Then back over past center ice. It's on the stick right now of 6 and Shorter. Trying to get it on net. That shot just went barely wide. It was off the stick of McKinney, then back out to neutral ice. Mission will play it on the stick right now of Shorter. At neutral ice, setting it up past the center line. Backhanded attempt, stolen away by Little Caesars. So right now, Parter, Mission has the advantage in terms of the forecheck pressure.
They do, but what's been working there, the poke checks, right? There's no necessarily body checks going on, but the poke checks so far have been successful. We have a face-off here. It's coming all the way back.
Mission in the neon green and the orange and blue is Little Caesars. Williams between the pipe. As we have two cameras, as Richards camera 1 and camera 2, Eric Ratchey. Face off, and it's won by Little Caesars, still deep in their own territory. Trying to steal it is Little Caesars. Past center ice as the Mission play it. Little tap pass that time. It was off the stick of Arnone. And then a checked hard into the boards.
We were just talking about the poke checks. There is your first check hard into the boards, right?
After it is Kostisco into the Caesars end. Sending it up. Right on target. Spin around that time by Little Caesars. Then back out behind the net. It was played by Kennedy. After it is Maxwell Adams. At the point. Trying to send it up that time to Weinberger. After was Kometz. Out behind Williams, passing it over to himself. Kostico almost fell down. Kostico after it. Poke checked it away, did Little Caesars, trying to set it up in front. Mission with a tap pass, a coin with it, and then send it over to the hash mark, trying to set it up in front. Shot saved by Williams. He'll cover it up and pushing a coin, his opposition away from his netminder.
Well, that's how you're supposed to do it. Keep everyone away from the goalie. If that shot was right on, an easy save, it didn't have a whole lot of heat on the puck. I think it might have been more interesting to keep it on the ice, look for a deflection that way. Nonetheless, most coaches will say shoot it on net. Good stuff always happens. In this case, the goalie caught it and get a face-off in the offensive zone.
Face-off coming up, and it's won by the Mission. Played right now by Shorter. And trying to send it up that time is Lukes. Little Caesar steals, back over to the Mission. Played right now by McMahon, trying to get it on net, deep into the Little Caesars territory. And then sent up to the ice. Williams has to stay in his crease. Little Caesars, no look backhander. And then stolen away that time by Lukes. He'll play it. He's got Hamura to send it to, but offside were the Mission, and with 13:59 to go, we stop play.
What's interesting is Little Caesars a couple times have backhanded a couple of no-look passes centering. Now, Mission has done a good job pushing those away, but I feel like if you're going to make backhand passes like that to center, it's a turnover unless you know who you're passing it to. So I think I'd like to take a little bit more care of the puck behind the net if I'm Little Caesars before centering it.
Face-off won by the Mission, past center ice, sending it deep into the zone as Little Caesars looks to retrieve it. Obtained by Caesars, back over to the corner, and then near the hash mark. Mission trying to get it back in deep at the corner. Played well by Mission. Little Caesars breaks it out, and then past the blue line. Little Caesars has a 2-on-1. That shot just goes wide. Great job at the last second by Kometz, getting a piece of that stick partner. Otherwise, it would have been a breakaway goal.
Well, I love that 3-on-2, the way they worked it out of their end. They had a 3-on-2 advantage, and then they put the puck right in the middle, and he outskated everybody for the breakaway shot, and it just went wide.
Out behind the net. After was Jaworski. Mission looking to break it out off the stick. Backhanded in, no offside, and then back in deep as Arnone able to get some forehand shot deep into the zone, off the boards. Holyoke the target, stop and start move. Mission still in their own zone, poked away by Caesars. Mission after it. Mission also known as the Coyotes, and do you know why they're known as the Coyotes, partner?
I have no idea.
Main sponsor, of course, Coyote Logistics at Neutral Ice.
That's a good way to come up with a team name.
And I talked to Cam McKinney before the game. He said, as that's last touch by Caesars, was it going to be a penalty? We'll see. As we have our in-game reporter, that Andres Tejeda is going to let us know in a minute from now. But 12:44 on the clock. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast as much as we are. We got Richard Thomas and Eric Ratchey to help us out on camera duties today. We've got live stats today, as we're going to check them out for in a second.
Well, both teams have 5 skaters on the ice, so I don't see where the penalty occurred. I don't think there is one.
As Andres is going to join our broadcast in a second. Andres, what do you have for us?
So it is a penalty.
So we've got a bench minor on the side. After the check against the Little Caesars team, he got thrown into the bench. I'm sure you guys saw that. And the Chicago Mission pushed him forcibly off the bench, and ref said no go, and they stopped the clock and gave him a bench minor.
That's not a good penalty to make, partner, early on in the game. Andres, thank you so much. You do an excellent job for us. That's Andres Tejeda as he'll go back down to the ice to get us some more reports. That's a centering pass. Is 5-on-4 hockey in favor of Little Caesars. Back out of the point. And good setup pass. Couple of nice dekes. Out in front shot. He scores! The finish, but the pass, Bob, was even better.
You said a couple of dekes got around the defense. That left the far side wide open. A good pace pass to the other side, and it was an easy goal, 1-0. And that was all because of that penalty, as Andres pointed out, ill-advised penalty. Penalty we didn't see, it was trailing with the play. I guess checked him into the bench. Not a good idea.
The goal was scored by Gunnar Goldstrand, a forward. And that is a huge, and Jumbotron guys having some issues with the score. It's 1-0, not 3-0 as it shows up.
Yeah, he thinks it was a safety, and now it's a field goal, and we'll see what he finally ends up with.
2-on-1. That chance, beautiful save by Williams, but partner Little Caesars has taken it to Mission on their forecheck.
Well, they certainly did, but what anticipation right there. Pass across the crease. He went across the crease and made the save. Now, quickly, and it's a goal on the other end.
How about that? Little Caesars recovers from their penalty kill. They couldn't kill the penalty, but they scored to tie it up.
And that happened very, very, very quickly. I think that 3-2 prediction we had might look more like 6-5.
Past the blue line, some excellent passing, backhanded shot, rebound try, another rebound try, and then finally the Mission scored. It's a 1-1 tie here at beautiful North Shore Ice Center.
And of course, if you look at the Jumbotron, it looks like another safety got scored by the home team this time. Must be using one of those basketball scoreboards. There he's go, 1-1. 11:43 to go. Still a man in the penalty box.
Yeah, I think they
right,
it's tough, man. Have you ever done scoreboard at a hockey or basketball game?
Basketball, yeah. Scoreboard, hockey, no, not yet.
It's so tough. There's like every little button to hit delete and then insert.
Yeah.
And then everybody's watching you as you're doing it.
Well, and we are certainly watching. Now finally the penalty comes off the Jumbotron, right? But we see it. Our cameras are watching the ice. It's a terrific Jumbotron right in the middle, plain as day, bright, clear. Players can see it.
Out to neutral ice. Little Caesar taps it off the boards. And a check that time by Jack Odell. at neutral ice. Chicago Mission with it. Intended pass over to the blue line, getting in the way of that pass. It was an excellent job that time by Colby Coombe. And then out behind the net, it's played by Kometz. He sends it up. Trying to steal is Caesars. The men in orange and blue get it. And the orange and blue still on the attack. Another 2-on-2. That shot, it's in the net! Another score! This time it's by Little Caesars. Colby Coombe, 2-1 lead for the visitors.
What a great shot. He elevated that over the goalie, and of course the shot when it was first on the stick was not going to go in, but the goalie decided it was going to go low, not high, and dropped to his knees, and that's where he opened up the location above his shoulder. Great shot, great anticipation by the shooter. You know, something that struck me while I'm watching this game, we've done a lot of high school games, right? The speed of this game is faster. You would never know that these are U14 players.
As that face-off won by Little Caesars, but you're right, Parter. I mean, they're also AAA players. So as much as we love doing the CSDHL games, I think they could compete with the Mission and Little Caesars. But once you get to the third period and endurance becomes a factor, conditioning becomes a factor, you would see the Mission kind of dominate those CSDHL teams in the third period.
Well, and not to sound like a broken record, but it's the coaching as well. You can tell the way that they clear the zone, the speed and the forechecking, and when to forecheck with the stick, when to forecheck with the body. Of course, the passing. They're obviously very, very quick, well-schooled teams.
Out past the blue line, Little Caesar steals. Off the glass it goes. Slow-moving puck, and now picked up by the Mission. It was picked up by Cameron Holyoke, and then back into the zone of Little Caesars. After it is Jackson Rudder. Spinorama out behind his netminder. They got two goalies tonight, Aiden Meyer, as well as their other netminder, and Grayson Mylock. Over to the corner, icing called against the Orange team, and it'll be a face-off at the far end in favor of the Mission.
And clearly a rule difference in the NHL because the Orange team, as you say, picked it up first, right? So you normally would wave off that offside. But it was, yep, but he got there first. Nonetheless, the face-off back in their own zone.
I feel like I'm being kind of repetition-ish with saying Caesars, so I thought I'd be a little bit cute by saying the Orange team. I guess the men in orange and blue might be better.
Well, we always do that, right? The blue team, the white team, even the referees. The ball goes out of bounds for a team, and it's blue team. They don't care who's playing. They just look at the colors.
So the Mission, there's a shot, and good save that time by the netminder for Little Caesars. We did not get a starting lineup for either team.
I feel like in hockey, the starting lineup is almost irrelevant. You know, you're rolling four lines. Everybody gets almost the same amount of ice rink time.
Mission have not led today. They tied it up after killing a penalty on the power play. 1-for-1 is Little Caesars today at the blue line. Over to his other defenseman in McMahon. That shot wide. Karams all the way past the blue line. Line change for Mission as a coin back onto the ice. Intended target on that pass was Kennedy, then back over to neutral ice. Stop and start with a beauty, then shot into the zone as Mission will get a line change. Onto the ice now is Odell. Stop and start move his own zone. Then tapped over to the blue line, backhanded, intended target. That time was Goldstrand, then back over to neutral ice. Tap pass over to the blue line, right on target as they reset their offense. Trying to set it up in front, up in the air, trying to glove it, can't, out behind the net. Checked, and it's a legal check. It was on the side, not from behind. If it was from behind, it's a 10-minute major. Out to neutral ice, stealing away is Little Caesars. They got man on the forecheck, Mission steal, and then back over to the blue line. Trying to get it out that time is McMahon. He's tied up on the boards, and then back over to the hash mark. McMahon trying to steal. It's a one-on-one. Kolaziak trying to win that battle, and a coin with a huge check. Just like his dad, Parter, he is a ferocious player at defense.
Yes, he is, but I was noticing McMahon. I swear that was more than two strides. There's a check from behind there, but there was more than two strides. We absolutely nailed one of the players from Caesars along the bench and took out long. Oh, there's a goal.
Wow, what a pass. Even better finish. 3-1 lead in Parter. That's 2 goals now for Combe. If Mission isn't careful, they could be blown out on their home ice tonight.
Well, it's just 2-1 still, but this is a lot of goals early with what?
It's 3-1. You said 2-1.
It is 2-1.
It's 3-1.
It's 3-1?
Yeah.
I missed the goal? So that's why you're saying it couldn't be blown out. Still, it's early. This is a lot of goals, though, just in the first, 12 minutes of the first period? 4 goals already scored?
Man, we gotta have you watch some Sesame Street, how to count goals.
Yeah, right.
Who was your favorite Sesame Street character?
Sesame Street is not a TV show I like to watch.
Well, I mean, you're just the fun police, so we don't care what you like and dislike. Out behind the net, it was tapped away that time by Vincent Arnone. And back over to the Mission. Backhanded pass sent over to Shorter. Shorter gets it back. Look at that move. Nice deke. Still deep in his own territory, though. Trying to get it over to Young. Live chat is active. And we'll also have the, as that's sent up in front, trying to get it on net. Mission have it now. It's over to Nolan Shorter. Nolan Shorter, pass center ice. Shorter trying to get it into the zone. After it is the Young, back into the Little Caesars territory.
So Caesars has their quota of goals already, 3 of them.
So since we call the Mission the Coyotes, do we call Little Caesars the Pizziotos?
What a great advertisement. I think if I'm a company like Caesars, I would want to advertise a club like this. All the players probably get Caesars pizza after the games.
But if they lose, do they only get a Caesar salad?
I don't know. Maybe only one slice.
Caesar salad and no extra dressing. I mean, in my opinion, that's like the essence of a Caesar salad. And that's in the intended target was Luke's. Are you a Caesar salad guy, Bob?
I am, and I'll eat any kind of salad with Caesar dressing on it. It's the dressing that makes the salad, at least in my opinion, yeah.
Are you a ranch or a blue cheese man?
I would rather have ranch.
Yeah, me too, but I do like really fresh blue cheese.
Yeah, that's good as well. I like feta cheese on my hamburgers.
Great on a salad, the Greek salad.
The face-off is right in front of us. We're on the side a little bit here.
Maxwell Adams won it as Kennedy sent it up to the point.
It's a shot block.
As Jacob Lukes with the block. So the live stats that we have for you tonight, as our paid personnel today. William Sorensen, he's won a face-off. He's got a shot on goal. Kostaku, McMahon, and Lukes with a shot. The goal was awarded to Reed Hamura. 2 goals for Combe, 1 for Jaworski. And how about this, partner? The assist, the passing for Little Caesars. 5 different assists tonight thus far.
Well, that's what we're talking about. These 14-year-olds are good, quick, right? Well coached, and it's obviously spreading the wealth. So a couple of different lines obviously scored the goals.
And kind of slashing at that skate partner. Are you surprised they didn't call slashing there?
No, I didn't see a hard slash.
Mission have it. That shot, it's off the post. And then back over inside Little Caesars territory still. Caesar steals. They look up with it. Oh, he just couldn't get that saucer pass he wanted, but luckily he had a trailer on the play. Look at this skating. Shot blocked. Back over to the point. They pinch. Puck still loose. Chance for Caesars. Back out behind the net. Caesars had it. Stolen away that time by Komets. Mission with it. Oh, it's a dangerous place to skate up with the puck partner, and almost was stolen away by Caesars.
Well, right up the middle, right? I was just thinking about Connor Bedard, right? And looking at these masks, because one of the guys got slugged in the face, no broken jaw. There's another check into the bench.
This game seems like a change after that minor penalty, Bob. Do you agree?
Oh, absolutely. Suddenly scoring went wild, and here we got another penalty being called. So I think we're going to expect to hear from Andres pretty soon about this. Looks like one from each team, perhaps? Yeah. Or is it just one? Can't tell. But yeah, that got rough on the far boards over there, and Connor Bedard getting his jaw broken by one of those hits. These cages would have prevented that. It is a power play.
Face off. Loose puck, covered up by Williams. He's been okay, partner. Not fantastic. You give up 3 goals. Hard to be fantastic unless you have one of those games where you have 60 shots and 57 saves. Williams has been fine, but this offense for Little Caesars has been fabulous.
Well, they have been fabulous, but I think also you have to give credit to the offense as opposed to saying the goalie is making the not making the saves. Those are all passes outside his purview. He couldn't get to them. The defensive was lax on those goals is all you can say. And of course, one of them was power play.
Appreciate everybody enjoying today's broadcast. As you can see me on camera, my partner's over to the left. She's gonna come on camera in a second here.
Right, there we are. So now you know what we look like, right?
Yeah, for sure. Face-off coming up, as you can also see Richard's camera. Beautiful shot of our goalie. Eric Ratchey on camera too. Face-off, won by Caesars. We're going to give you more of Caesar stats in a second now. Still on the power play for another minute and 37. Over to the blue line. Almost lost that pass. Mission attack. Loose puck. Mission can't get it out. McMahon has it. McMahon backward skating, sending it off the boards. Getting it over to the stick of the Young. Loose puck picked up by Caesars. Caesars resets and reconnoiters in their own zone. Off the skate. And back over to Caesars. 1:16 on the power play. What would you like to see on this couple of next rushes on this power play for Caesars?
Well, I'm looking at it from the other perspective. I was impressed with McMahon on defense over here. When he got the puck, it looked like he was going to have a hard time getting it out of the zone, but he had patience, backed up, and then cleared the puck. Well done.
Loose puck in the slot. Caesars is winning the slot battle tonight.
Well, it's that crisp passing. And that
Another goal. That one's on the goalie, partner.
The question is, did it get deflected? It looked like it was a high shot and somebody aimed the stick at it almost at their shoulder height, and then it just kind of looked like it went up a little higher. And again, the goalie went down as the puck went up. So if I'm Little Caesars, 2 goals have gone in high when the goalie on Mission went down. But I think that might have been deflected in front.
Still, you'd like to see your netminder say, screen, 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 get him out.
Well, without being their goalie, Coach, I think he might be going down too soon, too often, right? But, like I said, he's well coached.
So we got Andres Tejeda, and he's going to give us another in-game report. Andres, what do you got for us?
So that is a hat trick for number 37. He's already got 4 points on the night already, an assist in the first goal, and then he's taken the second, third, and fourth goals all for himself. And you're seeing the Chicago Mission struggling on the penalty already, 2 for 2 for Little Caesars. You got to be able to keep those things off the ice, and the referees are going to call anything they see.
What was the penalty they called for the second penalty against Chicago?
It was a hold. He held him down there, and he picked up not only a player, but 2 minutes in the penalty box.
All right, Andres, you do great work. We'll see you in a couple minutes. Andres Tejeda, 4-1 lead, 1 more goal, and it might be a blowout victory tonight for Little Caesars.
Well, it's only the first period. It's a long way to go. But yeah, remember we said the travel team, right?
They're all travel teams, partner.
I said, well, we were talking about the one travel team here. All the way from Detroit in the bad weather for this game.
That shot goes wide. Mission have not played their best hockey, partner, so their mission in the second period should be play better hockey.
It's easily said, right? This Little Caesars team is not going to give up.
Did you see what I did there?
Of course.
That shot.
I want to be back next year, so I'm trying to ignore those.
So what's your, since we got Little Caesars, a coin, what a beautiful pass. He was played off the puck, partner, and all he could do was use the stick, and he just tapped it over to his teammate.
Well, and the question is, are you looking at a future pro? Oftentimes, the kids of ex-pros, and this ex-pro is a good one, right? So oftentimes, they follow in their parents' footsteps. So we might be looking at a future NHLer. And both clubs have a number of players who have made it into the NHL. I was looking at the list earlier today, and the one that stuck out right away before I looked at the rest of the list was Dustin Byfuglien. He came through this. And, of course, my son and me, when we would watch the hockey games, the Hawk games, that was his favorite, Byfuglien, because he was so big and would crunch people into the boards.
Dustin Byfuglien, he also had some great years with the Winnipeg Jets.
Of course, I wanted all those years to be with the Hawks. Centered.
Another try, nice play off the stick, the netminder.
Yeah, that was a good save by the goalie, but at the same time, it gave up an easy 2-on-1. Now, you have a 4-1 lead. Don't go giving odd breaks back away. Now, I don't think that either team is going to change their style of play. That could be icing. I don't think either team has got washed off. I don't think either team is going to change their style of hockey right now, and both are definitely pushing for offense here.
4-1 lead. We'll have a post-game show. It'll be most likely a player from the Mission. McMahon has it.
He's been playing great on defense, both crunching people and just stopping the other team.
Some beautiful moves. That shot, blocker save, loose in the slot.
This could be a breakaway for a little speed.
Here's a chance, breakaway coming up. That shot saved. I think he overthought it, partner. He had a step on the defense. I think he would have had a chance for a couple of dekes to deke out the netminder.
He did have the step, and you're right. If he had gone to the near side, right, and then faked and skated to the far side, there's nobody there, and that would have been the play to make, right? But, at least he got the shot off. It was a good shot. I don't think any coach is going to say you overthought it.
Right.
The shot was good. It was a good save as well.
Right. When you're up 4-1, maybe you can be a little bit more creative. If it's a 2-1 score, you just get the shot on that to maybe get a rebound. When you're up 4-1, maybe you can be a little bit more aggressive, maybe a little bit more creative.
Well, he had a head of steam, too, so making that left turn, or in his case, the right turn to make the deke, might have ended up not being as successful, at least taking this shot. It was a good save, though.
Into Caesar's zone.
But how quick was it? How quick could it have been a 5-1 lead had that gone in?
Christian Kolaziec with 2 face-offs won. for Caesars tonight. 2 face-off wins for Oliver McKinney. Stolen away, Caesars, and most likely going to be a penalty as the refs say stop play. Little Caesars, last one to touch it. If it's a power play for the Mission, it's a big break for Chicago.
Well, 4-1, you're going to need more than 3 power plays to catch up. You know, let's say you're scoring on, what, 50% of them, and that's ridiculously high, right?
Yeah.
So you got to get like 6 penalties, and they're not going to cause 6 penalties. So you're going to have to find a way to score with even strength. And right now, they got to be careful because they're going to press to get those goals, which means you're going to give up some odd man breaks the other way around, just like we saw here. And there's another 2-minute penalty getting on the scoreboard, so I think we're going to have a visit from Andre soon.
At the blue line, sent over. Some backward skating action. And then still in the territory of Little Caesars, as on the power play is Mission. .142 remaining on it. Now past the blue line, McGann has it. Over to neutral ice. Andres is going to join us in a couple of seconds.
He took a little bit of break on the stairway. I like that. As they clear the puck, get it out of the zone, and take another rush with 15 seconds left.
McMahon, he's got to hustle now. 3 seconds. That shot, just goes wide. 1 second, and that will do it for the end of the period. And Andres is going to join us right now to let us know about the power play that's happening for the Chicago Mission. Andres, what do you got?
So Anthony Turman got called for a cross-checking first time on the power play for the Chicago Mission. Overall, however, Little Caesars forecheck is working well against the Chicago Mission on the power play and on 5-on-5 play. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Chicago Mission come out down by 3 and with the power play coming into the second period.
Andres, final thoughts. It looks like Colby Combe and Little Caesars have this game in hand right now.
Yeah, keep an eye out for Colby Combe. He's on every play. He's going to be on that number 1 line. He's able to make the passes and the shots, so keep an eye for him.
All right, thank you so much, Andres. We're going to take a break. Second period coming up next here on SBS, the broadcasting network for everyone. Nobody's
Promises. They fill every cubic meter and ride on every kilometer. Over mountains, oceans, borders. Beneath it all is our promise. Because we know that when we deliver on our promise, business moves forward. And you can keep your promise. Coyote Logistics. Drive your business forward.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. SBS offers live telecasts on Channel 59.3, YouTube, or Twitch. We include pre- and post-game interviews with the players.
You know, I started in the locker room. All the boys were getting going before the game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click at the beginning of the game, so I think that's what got us going.
We also include digital live statistics, play-by-play commentary, team highlight reels, and even more than that. Go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com.
Good evening, everybody. Kyle Smith alongside Bob Vilsoe. Still 1:11 on the Chicago power play, taking the face-off for Little Caesars. And that's what we have right now. It is a 4-1 lead in favor of Little Caesars. I'm surprised, partner. I thought it was going to be a 1-goal game. Things could change. It could be 4-3 before you know it, but for now, it's all Little Caesars tonight.
Well, you hit that right on the head. And by the way, I like the way the both teams changed. There was no intermission, 17-minute periods.
At neutral ice, Mission have it. Backhanded over to the point. Setting it up with the face-off circle, loose puck, and then covering it up that well. The starting netminder tonight, it's Aiden Meyer.
Caesar did a great job pushing to clear out some space in front of the goalie on that play. Luke's is right in front, ready to get the rebound, tap it in, something. You got decked out in front. He's the only one in front. So Mission's probably got to put a little bit more traffic in front on this power play. Look for a rebound, tap in, redirect, something. Only 34 seconds left on the penalty.
At the blue line, that shot out behind the net, trying to set it up in front, and then it just goes straight through between both defensemen.
That shot had some heat on it. There was a penalty. That's going to be the slash we're talking about.
That's the one time you don't want to commit a slash. Not that you ever want to commit one, but when you're already down a man, now you got to be down 2 men. for 12 seconds.
Right. You almost want to let the other team hold on to the puck for a little while longer, but you can't do that, because then it allows your the first penalty to clear. Because right now they're going to be down 2 for 12 seconds. Take a couple of shots, they get a couple of rebounds. All of a sudden, a 4-1 game becomes 4-2 pretty quick. And then if they score on the second penalty, it's 4-3. Just like you said, it can happen fast. Mission looking around, saying, "Give us another player."
Andres coming back. He's
like
he's been a busy guy today. More penalties than you thought there would be. Andres, what do you got for us, bud?
Tripping penalty along the blue line. Chicago Mission were unable to get things done with the extra time. They got the 3-on-5 for about 5 more seconds here before they go 4-on-5. With the Chicago Mission in their first time on the ice on this side, they were running into guys over and over. It was a pretty good shot from the point. Let's see if they can make some more opportunities offensively here.
What was your game? Here's a chance for the Mission. That shot, another try, and it's covered up well by Meyer. What was your game prediction of the final score?
Well, I think I was with you guys. It was going to be a close game, but the Little Caesars, they're out here to play. Coming from Detroit, I got to go with our buddy over here with that sort of mentality. They're here to win. They don't want to go back home on a losing streak or just down a whole bunch. They want to come out here, make a statement, and it's 14U AAA hockey. Why not?
Andres, thank you so much. We'll hear back from you shortly. Back over to the corner, and Andres does a nice job for us.
You're clearly a very smart field reporter.
Is there such thing as a not smart field reporter?
Well, I think we've had a couple of those in some of our broadcasts.
Is Carissa Thompson one of the not smart field reporters? That shot, he scores! Credit the goal to Talon Ailing, and the Mission are back in the game.
Just like we said earlier, it's one of those Quenneville things, right? You shoot the puck intentionally wide to another player who's sitting there with an open net. It's just hard to get that little puck past the goalie who's in front of the net, so you shoot around them to a teammate. What a great pass and score.
That's why just committing penalties, partner. They can change complexion of games.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of penalties in this game too. It's like you said, they're calling everything, but it's not like the penalty shouldn't be called. You got to not let those happen. But 4-2 hasn't been up on the jumbotron yet.
Maybe he's a Little Caesars jumbotron guy.
Oh yeah, there you go. We imported him from Detroit. I parked behind a Michigan license plate in the parking lot.
Well, speaking of Michigan, who do you got on Sunday night between the Rams and the Lions?
What a great game. We've been talking about those two for a long time, Stafford and Goff, which one's better, and now they're returning to Detroit, scene of the crime, so to speak. They get to play each other. Who do I like? Home game, Detroit? I think for years you thought Goff was better than Stafford. In the meantime, Stafford went and won the Super Bowl.
Well, I mean, Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl. That doesn't matter.
Oh, no.
Jim Plunkett won 2.
So we're comparing Stafford to Plunkett and...
well, no, remember, Plunkett won 2. He won as many as Elway.
Yeah.
Over to the corner. That means Dan Marino won none. He's no good. Over to the face-off circle, 2-line pass, and 1-on-2 the other way. Mission play it in their own territory.
One thing that's always fun about hockey, and especially being there live, you can only see so much on the frame, right? So 2 players collided totally out of the frame in the back, and they had to untangle themselves. Cleared up the middle, 1-on-1.
Chance now for Caesars. Look at that spinorama in front. Oh, couldn't get it on net. What a ridiculous move that time by Christian Kalazic.
Kalaze? He's reminded me of Denny Savard with that spinorama over there.
I mean, that was Sidney Crosby-esque. My goodness.
That's a modern-day Denny Savard, right?
Or if you're a D2 The Mighty Ducks fan.
Oh, no, not a movie reference.
Kenny Wu. But it's in the movie. He does the figure skating spinorama.
Yes, he sure did.
Woo, 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 Kenny Wu. Face off, won by Caesars. I'm kind of craving a Little Caesars pizza right now.
I know, it makes you want to have one, doesn't it? That's a case where the team name really works for Little Caesars.
I only got $5, and Subway's not selling the $5 footlongs anymore. That's backhanded in by Caesars.
Well, and neither one of them are going to deliver tonight. There's a tripping penalty,
oh
no
boy,
call.
That's
inadvertent.
That's a bad one.
Well, it was inadvertent.
Doesn't matter. If you tug at the leg, it's tripping.
Well, maybe just foul.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, partner. I know we don't love it, but it is part of the game. It's gamesmanship. Some coaches say if you hear a tug at the leg, just go down, and it's a tripping call.
That would be LeBron's coach.
The problem is here's a shot, and that goes wide.
Well, okay.
Just a little high on it.
Yeah.
The problem is each team has to know what the refs are calling. Just because it's tripping doesn't mean the refs are always going to call tripping. So if you feel a tug at the leg, you got to know when to go down. And
well, and there have been a lot of penalties called this game. So, I guess there was a little surprise in my mind that there was no call, but obviously he's the referee who knows what he's doing is right by the play. I'm 180 feet away.
And you got to know where you are at the ice. You don't want to, that's a pass to the trailer, that shot wide. You don't want to, if you're deep in your own territory and there's only one man after you, you don't want to fall to the ice because then it's a breakaway if they don't call the tripping. Out behind Williams. Andres will let us know if there's a goalie change. Look at that nice backhanded pass right on target.
It's those kinds of plays that make you wonder. These are just U14 players. That was a great pass cross ice.
It's Spinorama by Kolazic, though. Oh, my goodness.
Mission had a pass like that cross ice. You called it the saucer pass, but from one side to the other, and he caught it right as it hit the ice. Perfect pass, perfect reception of that pass.
Loose puck near the face-off circle. Backhanded in. It was a no-look pass, and Caesar steals on the pinch, and a good one that time by Comets, and then falling to the ice as Holio couldn't keep it in. One-on-one now. There's Kolazic again. Kolazic, a chance at the end line, and he was played off the puck. Backgammon is Kolazic, as is Comets for the Mission. And did the net fall off? I think it did. It did, and we'll stop play at 11:43. 4-2. The Mission are going to have to score at least 2 more to go to overtime. Can they do it, Bob?
Well, it's early yet. I mean, all right, 17-minute periods, right? So we're almost halfway through the game. We've scored 6 goals, so there could be another 6 goals or more to go until the teams tighten up their defense or maybe the players get tired. I mean, they're giving it everything they got.
As that shot goes wide, Kolazic was after it on the pinch attempt. Over to Kolazic, out behind the net. It was played briefly by Goldstrand. Mission steal. Mission at the corner. Over to the blue line. Sent into the zone. Obtained by the Mission. Chance for Chicago. McMahon as he was trying to find his teammate in Eilers.
But what I liked about that, it was a pass where he was looking. There's been a lot of these no-look passes, and when they don't connect, like the earlier time they were in this zone, they misconnected on a no-look pass, and they took them out of the entire, offensive zone. So you got to pay attention to where you're throwing that ball. Here, puck, 2-on-1, 2-on-1.
2-on-1, good saucer pass in front. Chance off the pad that time of Williams, and then back into the zone of Mission. Mission played out to the blue line, and then sent back in by Caesars, and 10:57 to go. Offside against Little Caesars.
I feel like the game is at a little bit more equilibrium point, right? So what do I mean by that? Little Caesars was with a 4-1 lead, running away with the game, winning the action, if you will, and now it's been a lot closer. So just a two-goal game. That's it, halfway point.
Face-off won by the Mission. As it's sent over to blue line, Mission retrieve at the face-off circle. Trying to tap it off the boards, and it was right on target to Himura, who scored earlier. Trying to one-time it in, and it was a tough
just
angle
missed
shot.
it, right. Here we go, wraparound maybe?
What adjustments have you seen from the Mission since it was 4-1?
That's a great question. I'm not sure that they have made. I think both teams have continued to follow the game plan. Nothing has really changed other than finally that puck went in, right?
10:22 remaining in the period, out in the slot.
What happens when teams get too far ahead or too far behind? That's when they might make some adjustments.
Chance for Caesars, loose puck. And a good save by Williams. He hasn't been great today, but he's made the saves to keep him in. Karam straight back. And
they just iced it, right?
Well, it's 14U, so you can get a line change on an icing. At the NHL level, no line change from an icing.
I like that rule change where you got to keep the same team in. But, like you said, we're youth hockey and some of the rules are different. It'll be interesting to see in years down the road if the rule gets down to this level that you don't change when there's an icing call. But it clearly got rid of that puck out of the danger zone, although you get the face-off in your own zones.
Do you like the new rule since the 2004 NHL strike?
Is it?
That was one of the new rules.
Well, there's also the two-line pass. I like
Yeah.
that they got rid of that, right? I think that was a good one to get rid of. So there's part of me that says just get rid of offsides entirely, but I've been saying that for soccer and hockey. We just don't need offsides. Just play it.
You just like cherry pickers that never play defense
Well,
or never back check.
there will be that. But how many times you see, basketball players cherry pick? It does happen, but it's not really that common.
Right.
Because you take one defender off the, out of the defense. It's a 5-on-4 in hockey, and you don't want to give that up. It's just like a power play, so you can't cherry pick easily. So I think that natural thing would keep. You don't need offsides. You keep the game honest.
Do you like the trapezoid where the goalie can only play it in a certain section behind the net?
No, I think the goalie should be able to go, but I understand what they were doing there. But yeah, no, I definitely do not like the trapezoid. I feel like that's another artificial rule that's not necessary. Oh, well, clobbered.
You could make the argument that no rule in hockey is necessary. We've just changed the rules over the years.
There you go. Some just hockey, no rules.
Yeah, we'll have what's it called? Anarchy hockey.
Right.
No rules, street hockey.
Another crank into the boards.
Oh boy,
and then
here
a
we go.
retaliation and an elbow, 2 elbows.
Yeah, that might be a game misconduct, partner.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't go that far, but clearly there was retaliation for the first charge into the board.
A couple of pushes after the whistle was clearly blown. It looked like one of them was to the head.
On the coaching staff in the Caesars team, of course, is Bobby Shea. I was looking up some highlights. He likes to mix it up.
And those pushes by Oliver McKinney backing up his teammate.
Well, I think we're going to get a visit from Andre's students to untangle this, and I think there's a lot to untangle.
Yeah, we're waiting for the penalties. One of them's got to be a 5-minute. And you got to determine, was the pushes by McKinney blatant enough for a game misconduct? After I watch it on replay, probably not.
Well, I'm thinking there's two boarding calls, something like that, right? And then I think they're going to let the elbow go at the end. But the player was on the ground. There came an elbow, just kind of retaliation stuff. But if I had to be a betting person, I'd say 2 minutes offsetting. But we'll see what Andres tells us. Right now, there's only 2 minutes up on the board, 91.
So for the Chicago Mission in the
Oliver
box is
McKinney.
Oliver McKinney. It's Cam's boy. He blew it. He was on camera. He knew he was going to be on camera, and he blew it.
Well, that's how you get your number on the board. When you get a goal, they don't even put your number up there.
It's part of the game, though, right? Enforcers, Ty Domi. You always wondered that. Those guys that were enforcers, the fighters, and they were always in the box. Did coaches actually hate that because you're like, you dummy, I know that you're trying to be an enforcer, but now you're in the box. We got to kill this penalty.
Well, I'm the other way around. I mean, if it weren't for Ty Domi, I think the Blackhawks would have two more championships. He took out 2 head concussions, Seabrook once, and was it Hossa?
No, was it Ty Domi? I think it was somebody else.
I thought it was Ty Domi.
Wasn't it, I forget his name, but that face-off won by the Mission. Andres going to join our studio in a couple seconds. Andres, what do you got for us?
Oh boy, is it a doozy. So we got 3 guys in the sin bin, 1 from Little Caesars and 2 from Chicago Mission. Number 33 will get a cross check. He'll come out after 2 minutes. And then 91 McKinney from Little Caesars for the roughing, as well as number 33 from 33 from Little Caesars and Chicago Mission number 91. So they'll come back after the whistle after the penalty.
Grayson Mylock and Oliver McKinney. Thanks so much, Andres. 4-2 score.
I like how they sorted that out, right? So instead of the boarding, they called the cross-checking, right? And then the retaliation, and then was called. So
yeah, a lot happening there, and good thing. I mean, this is one of those fun games. That shot saved by Williams, couldn't finish the glove save though, and then cleared by Mission. Remember, when you're killing a penalty at the AAA level, partner, you still get called for icing. So that has to factor into these teams. No more penalties. If we ice it, it's still deep in our own territory for another face-off.
Well, and Mission's in a little bit of danger here. They're down by 2 goals, and they're a man short.
And they have a couple of shorters on their team. As it's a 1-on-2, make it a 2-on-2. Splits through the D. That shot, just goes wide.
McMahon again with the really good stick handling for a defenseman. That puck just jumped on him a little bit. The rubber puck bouncing on the rink floor. Bounced over his stick so he couldn't get a clear shot.
11 seconds remaining on the power play for Caesars. That's a good job by Meyer, tapping his stick, letting his teammates know the penalty's over. That shot, firing it. Attempt on net goes wide, picking up his Mission near us at the corner, and then played over to his teammate at the end line.
I mean, he wasn't trying to break the ice in front of the net.
6:41 to go. What do you think? 4-2 score. Caesars has been the better team, but the Mission are inching their way back into this game.
Well, again, both teams are well coached, right? So as the game is starting to get closer to the end, now we are past the halfway point. I keep wanting to call them Detroit, right? But Caesars ahead by 2, right? They're going to want to nurse that lead to the end. So little by little, I think you're going to see a little less soft runs from Caesars, a little bit more defense. So I think those are the kinds of adjustments they're going to make. Conversely, Michigan is going to have to probably pinch in at the point and stuff like that to try to get that third goal, to get it within 1 where they could pull the goalie and do some damage that way. But I think you're going to begin to see some of those adjustments now. Well, one is they're changing goalies, or are they just changing sides?
I forgot. Yeah, at the AAA level, they actually do the Zamboni more than halfway through the second period. They don't do it after the second period.
Right,
and
here it comes, right.
And the reason they do that is so that every team has equal Zambonis. So for example, if there's a doubleheader of games for a tournament, you do it halfway through the second period, and then you're on track for the second game, so then you would do it right after the first period, and you just keep incrementing it so that the Zamboni doesn't have to be on a strict schedule to do the Zamboni. If everybody wants to take a break, you might as well just do the Zamboni then instead of having to wait for the entire period to end.
Totally makes sense. As a Mission vacated the bench on this side, and we see Caesars vacated the bench on that side. Andres is here.
Andres is here to save the day. Andres, what do you got for us?
So they're going to cut the ice. Zamboni's going to come out, and as you were explaining a little bit earlier, they just want to make sure it's fair for whoever's coming afterwards. Make sure the ice is healthy for these guys, because now you're seeing a lot more snow inside than you would like to see instead of outside, you know? So, especially with the storm coming up soon. So they just want to make sure that the ice gets cut, cleaned, and we can play some more hockey. So we'll have to go to a break for a little bit.
All right, Andres, thanks so much. So we're going to take a break. You're watching Caesars against Mission here on SBS.
Promises. They fill every cubic meter and ride on every kilometer. Over mountains, oceans, borders. Beneath it all is our promise. Because we know that when we deliver on our promise, business moves forward. And you can keep your promise. Coyote Logistics. Drive your business forward.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. SBS offers live telecasts on Channel 59.3, YouTube, or Twitch. We include pre- and post-game interviews with the players.
You know, I started in the locker room. All the boys were getting going before the game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click at the beginning of the game, so I think that's what got us going.
We also include digital live statistics, play-by-play commentary, team highlight reels, and even more than that. Go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com or search Sports Broadcast Solutions on YouTube. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
These are all promises. Every piece in every box on every pallet. Promises. They fill every square inch and ride on every mile. Over mountains, oceans, borders, rain, sleet, snow. Beneath it all is our promise. Because we know that when we deliver on our promise, business moves forward. And you can keep your promise. Coyote Logistics. Drive your business forward.
Promises. They fill every cubic meter and ride on every kilometer. Over mountains, oceans, borders. Beneath it all is our promise. Because we know that when we deliver on our promise, business moves forward. And you can keep your promise. Coyote Logistics. Drive your business forward.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. SBS offers live telecasts on Channel 59.3, YouTube, or Twitch. We include pre- and post-game interviews with the players.
You know, I started in the locker room. All the boys were getting going before the game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click at the beginning of the game, so I think that's what got us going.
We also include digital live statistics, play-by-play commentary, team highlight reels, and even more than that. Go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com or search Sports Broadcast Solutions on YouTube. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
These are all promises. Every piece in every box on every pallet. Promises. They fill every square inch and ride on every mile. Over mountains, oceans, borders, rain, sleet, snow. Beneath it all is our promise. Because we know that when we deliver on our promise, business moves forward. And you can keep your promise. Coyote Logistics. Drive your business forward.
Promises. They fill every cubic meter and ride on every kilometer. Over mountains, oceans, borders. Beneath it all is our promise. Because we know that when we deliver on our promise, business moves forward. And you can keep your promise. Coyote Logistics. Drive your business forward.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. SBS offers live telecasts on Channel 59.3, YouTube, or Twitch. We include pre- and post-game interviews with the players.
You know, I started in the locker room. All the boys were getting going before the game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click at the beginning of the game, so I think that's what got us going.
We also include digital live statistics, play-by-play commentary, team highlight reels, and even more than that. Go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com or search Sports Broadcast Solutions on YouTube. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
These are all promises. Every piece in every box on every pallet. Promises. They fill every square inch and ride on every mile. Over mountains, oceans, borders, rain, sleet, snow. Beneath it all is our promise. Because we know that when we deliver on our promise, business moves forward. And you can keep your promise. Coyote Logistics. Drive your business forward.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Kyle Smith alongside Bob Vilsway. You're going to be able to see us on camera in a second here. Hey, how's it going? Kyle along with Bob, and it's 4-2 in favor of the Little Caesars team. And unless Chicago can make some big adjustments, it's probably going to be a Caesars victory tonight.
Well, I mean, you always want to go like that. It's halfway through, so you think, well, see, halfway through, they've scored 6 goals. Maybe it's a little bit past halfway through, right? So you do the logical math like I always do, and it's going to be a final of 8-4. But I think what's going to happen is both teams are going to make some adjustments, right? So Caesars is going to just bring back a little bit more defense to keep that 2-goal lead, right? And, of course, then Michigan is going to try and press and get some more goals, which could give up some on-bad breaks. So it's a 4-2 game. I don't expect too many adjustments, so I don't think we're going to see an 8-4 final, though. I think some of those shots were very fortunate early in the game when the game first started. Now I think both teams understand who the other players are on the other team and know how to defend them better. But just a shout-out, just from my perspective, McMahon is playing absolutely fabulous on defense, not only with his checking, right, but his stick handling as a defenseman. I think he's playing great. I'm sure that the Mission coaches have their players that they think are doing well, but that's just my pick there.
So here we go. We are about to resume hockey action between the Mission and Little Caesars. Little Caesar, of course, in the orange and blue. Mission in the black, gray, and neon green. What do you think, partner? Can Mission force overtime, or will Little Caesars, the upset special, pull off the visiting victory?
Well, I'm going to say it's still Caesars. I predicted a 3-2 final, and if nobody scores it again, I was thinking 3-2 plus the empty net goal, 4-2. I'm going to say that that's a win for me. But right now, it's 5-on-5 to start the half here.
Mission will take it. Face off to Sorensen. It's instead won by Little Caesars, and it's over that time to Kolasic. Kolasic, of course, had the amazing spin move, the 360 spin, and almost scored the goal. Meanwhile, Mission plays it, and that play by Christian Coolidge. That was back in the second period. Back over to the face-off circle. Sliding the puck over to Coolidge.
Is that Coolidge? I worked with a guy with that spelling. Coolidge?
Kolodziej. They
Yeah.
never make it easy for us, do they?
And that's not an easy one.
I always wonder, like when Steve Yzerman was a teenager and somebody did play-by-play for his first ever game.
Right.
And somebody said Yzerman the entire time.
Right.
Yzerman with the puck shot. It's saved by Patrick Roy. Tapped over, it was off the stick as they do make a goalie change. Lucas Johnson between the pipes. You could kind of sense that partner as Williams. He had his struggles tonight.
Well, again, you attribute that to, first off, it's good offense, but secondly, the defenders have to pick up their guys. So these shots I keep talking about, they go wide and go to another player to get tapped in, right? They need to be stopped by the defensemen. So you got to have one-on-one coverage with the players right in front of the goalie. You can't let those guys go unprotected. Now, if you could block the pass every time, you don't have to cover that guy. You can count on stopping that pass.
Face-off coming up as it'll be deep into the Mission territory. As you can see, the face-off, and it was won. Tapped over to the blue line.
Oh, just wide. Looked like he had half of an open net, just tapped it wide.
Trying to send it into the zone. You can see this wide shot from our other videographer, Richard. Over to the boards, Mission after it. It's on that far side of the glass. It's sometimes hard to see. Trying to send it over in front.
I like those shots that are sent from behind the net and bounce off the back of the goalie. I'm surprised how often that actually works. It almost looks like what was attempted there.
At the blue line, Mission have it, and then past the blue line. Trying to take him off the puck well. A couple of bodies after it. It was Costescu and Brierly. Here's a breakaway chance for Little Caesars. Shot! Oh, good save that time by Johnson. Backhander by Caesars. Unsuccessful. Mission still in the game.
There were 4 Mission players around the one Caesars player on the far side along the boards, and that's what allowed Caesars to get that one, almost a one-on-one, nearly a breakaway play.
Spinorama and a beauty that time by Adams. That shot from the point and blocked by Mission.
Yeah, the puck was on edge when he took the shot, so it took more of a high pop-up.
Face-offs have not been Mission's friend tonight. 4 face-offs lost for Sorensen, just 2 wins. Meanwhile, 3 lost for Costescu and only 1 win. Meanwhile, for Little Caesars, is anybody struggling on the faceoffs? Not really, according to our paid personnel tonight. It's been pretty even. Not a lot of lost faceoffs, and you can kind of see that with the score right now, partner. When you win the faceoff, you control the puck possession for at least the first couple of seconds.
Yeah, this is so underestimated, and by the casual observer of hockey games. Those faceoffs matter a lot because you have puck possession.
What a game tonight for Colby Combe. He's got 2 goals, 1 assist, 3 shots on goal. He has been by far the best hockey player for either team tonight.
Well, statistically correct, right?
I thought stats were everything.
Yes, you do, right? That's the trick about coaching, because you do want to take a look at stats. You also want to pass the eye test on the players. You have your own bar that you're trying to. Here's stolen in front.
Trying to send it out in front. It went off the side of the net.
Yeah, the coaches have their own idea of what works and what doesn't, and sometimes it doesn't show up in the stats.
Kimura almost stole that away from the goalie and Aiden Meyer. This is a long hockey game, partner. It seems like it's almost over, but we still have another period after this 3:27.
Well, one way to view it is the 3 minutes plus the 17. There's only 20 minutes to go, and you're down 2 goals. I mean, you're like in the NHL land. You're in the 3rd period already, and you're still down 2.
Right, but we're still only in the 2nd, so you still have 17 more minutes of hockey.
In the 3rd period, right?
And trying to win that puck back is shorter.
Now, no change, but no forecheck either. It's probably not what Mission wants to do.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, almost a terrible break against Little Caesar. Swing and a miss on the pass, and it was almost stolen away by Mission.
That got shot into the bench by the goalie.
And goes out of play, so we'll stop play at 2:53. If you're just joining us, it's been all Caesars tonight. They scored first, Mission answered. then 3 unanswered goals, 4-1. It looked like Caesars was going to pull away for the huge blowout victory, but then Mission have scored. They've inched closer, but every time the Mission have a chance of scoring on the back check is Caesars. That shot, they score! Goal awarded for Little Caesars. And just like that, they're back up by 3 goals. It's going to be scored by number 66, Jackson Reeder.
And that was almost as if right on cue. You were saying Mission was inching their way back into the game, and I was about to say that the clock is inching its way closer to the end of the game, and then all of a sudden, Caesars from Detroit, the visiting team, scores yet again.
Maybe they can play basketball, and the Detroit Red Wings are going to be, the Detroit Pistons are going to have some problems ahead of them.
Yeah, who's got more wins, Pistons or Caesars, right?
How long have you been holding that one in?
I don't know. I think you just fed me that one. It was too easy.
It's on a silver platter.
I think so.
Out behind the net, Caesars with it.
And that's in.
Another goal awarded for Little Caesars. That time, it's credited to Vincent Arnone and partner. That might be the dagger.
Well, I'm not looking at daggers yet. It's how they play to the end of the game, even if you lose. I mean, all of this is to get players to be better, to prepare them for the next level. Eventually, obviously high school, then college, maybe AAA, that sort of thing, and then possibly some of these ultimately get into the pros. But that, I think you have to, again, attribute to the defense, a defensive, letting the guy loose right in front of the goal. He's not your plan.
Face off, and it's won that time by Mission at neutral ice. Well, this would be a fabulous comeback victory if the Mission can pull it off. I don't see it happening the way that Little Caesars is playing on their back check.
Well, of course it's not going to happen because we predicted Caesars to win.
I picked a Mission.
Well, they're going to, I'm going to sound like you here, right? They're going to have to go on a mission if they're going to tie this game up.
The mission statement for Little Caesars tonight was get the puck to Colby Coombe.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Hockey, especially more than any other sport, is probably the most team-oriented game that's out there. I guess there's football, right? We have 11 players running different routes and everything. But here you have 20 players. They're all coming in, rolling through the lines, right? It's hard to be a star in hockey, right? Because you're only on the rink for, a quarter of the time-ish, something like that, maybe a third of the time if you're really good. It's hard to make a difference in those 30, 45-second shifts.
And we got another report from Andres. What do you got for us, partner?
Penalty, 2 minutes for slashing on number 63. Let's see what the Chicago Mission can do after giving up 2 back-to-back goals after coming back from the cut. We'll see if they can manage to get this 5-on-4 in action again.
What can you say, Andre? 6-2. It's going to be real problematic for the Mission to come back in this one.
Luckily, it's the second period. You have 17 more minutes to play and some change with the second period here, but you got one more. You saw how well they came out in the second period, cutting down the lead 4-2. They got some work to do now. Can they do it again with the power play? And we'll have to see what they do in period 3.
Thanks so much, Andres. You're a gentleman and a scholar. 6-2 lead.
And, of course, so much easier said than done. But they got a power play. If they can get one here, like he says, then only 3 they have to get into the third period.
And unlike Carissa Thompson, he didn't make that one up.
Oh, no.
I mean, it's true. She admitted she made up field reports.
She did admit to that, and I don't think she realized the backlash and how important it was that, you actually report what actually happens and what people say, and you don't make it up. I think where she was coming from, though, is like, well, the team needed to improve their defense, and she would say that, right? Rather than have somebody tell her that that's what they're going to do. And when you're a reporter, you need to report the news, not make the news.
Correct. I mean, and sometimes, look, the reporter has to ask questions that they sometimes already know the answers to. But you still have to wait for the coach to answer a question. You can't just say, how are we going to fix this game? Turnovers. Well, obviously, but if the coach didn't say turnovers, don't report that he said turnovers.
That's exactly right.
Out behind the net with 34 seconds remaining in the period. The Mission have a large task ahead of them. They dominated Mount St. Charles a couple of years ago when we did the Outdoor Classic. This time around, it's all Caesars.
Well, they decided to upgrade their opponent, make it more exciting.
I mean, Mount St. Charles is one of the best AAA programs around. 2-on-1, that shot! Just a little bit high, but, man, this Little Caesars team, led by Coach David Legwan, is fabulous.
Well, that's the thing. The coaching is what makes these players good. The players need to listen. These coaches played the NHL for multiple years, 15 years, something like that each, right? So what you need to do is listen to what they say. So if the coach is saying you need to do this to get into the pros, you'd be wise to do it. And that's true at any level, right? If you get the right coach, then you have to have the right work ethic, and of course you got to be athletic on top of that.
David Legwan, back in the day, second overall pick by the Nashville Predators. And that does it for the period. Mission, they got it as close as 4-2, but it's 6-2 Caesars, and I don't see them scoring 4 unanswered goals to go to overtime.
They're going to have to change a rule in hockey that if you shoot a puck from further than 30 feet out, it's worth 2. And if you shoot it from like 45 feet, then it's worth 3, and then they can make this a closer game.
I mean, that was the original rules of the ABA. That's why we have the three-point shot in the NBA. The ABA instituted it with the three-point shot.
Yeah, it's like the one rule that stuck, right?
Right.
And I have to admit, I like that multicolored ball. So when you shoot it, you can see the spin.
And I've seen like semi-pro leagues where they have the 4-point shot and the 5-point shot. So if you're near half court, it's 4 points, and if you're 30, 40 feet away from the basket or more, it's worth 5 points.
Yeah, Caitlin Clark would be worth twice as much.
Right.
Yeah.
Imagine if you could consistently make 4 and 5-point shots.
Well, she made one like almost out by the half court line, just like as a matter of fact. Okay, here, take this. I mean, very Curry-like.
Right. You know the famous play by Christian Leitner against Duke? Sorry, he was on Duke against Kentucky.
Yeah.
The pass by Grant Hill is so underrated.
Yeah. What I didn't like is Christian Leitner got on the USA Olympic team that year, and I thought, how many pros are you passing up to get one college guy? Was Leitner really the right choice for the college guy? I mean, on his own team, Grant was probably a better player, and they picked Leitner still.
Grant Hill, if he had never gotten injured with the Orlando Magic, what his final career would have been.
How many players can you say that about? Len Bias, et cetera. I mean, the list goes on.
It wasn't like Grant Hill a 5-time All-Star before he tore his ACL with the Magic. I mean, he was just a fantastic basketball player.
Well, it reminds me a lot of Derrick Rose, right? Just the athleticism that unfortunately was so good that, the body couldn't take the torque, right? And then you're just not the same after you have an injury like that.
The text line's open. You can text us your favorite high school, college, or NHL memory. Text 330-957-7653. All FCC regulations do apply. Face-off won by the Mission. That shot! And goes wide. Johnson might have gotten a piece of it with the glove. As after at that time was Coombe, who has 3 goals already. According to our masterful live stats technicians, Coombe with 2, Jaworski with 1, Timmerman with 1, and Vincent Arnone with 1. At the end line, a coin with it, tapping it over to the corner. It's all Little Caesars tonight. They have just played excellent hockey.
Yeah, and it's taking 3 Mission players to get that hockey puck back.
Yeah, I mean, that's something they're going to have to work on in practice. Shouldn't take 3 Mission players to try to win a poke check battle.
Right, and they weren't cycling either.
Cameron Aucoin, look at that nifty stick handling.
Yeah, it's a good move. Again, 14, right?
It's only 14.
Yeah, probably 13 on a U14 team. Maybe he's turned 14 now.
You think you could beat him one-on-one in a hockey game?
Me?
Yeah.
Only if it's one of those little hockey sets.
Yeah, but what's that called? That knee hockey? I used to play as a kid. You'd be on your knees and you have that little goal and you would.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but I like those little hockey sets, like by Catico or whatever. It's like those 5 little metal rods, and you have to spin them and push them forward and back. I was good at that game. I could probably have a decent chance to win that game, but if you're good on ice, you're probably good at that game too, because that's a fun one.
Are you good at arcade hockey?
No, not at all.
Sent over to the blue line, still 5-on-5 hockey shot, saved that time by Meyer.
Yeah, now if you'd asked me about Pac-Man, I think I'm there, maybe Galaxia, but not arcade hockey. And of course, the games now are way different than the games I played.
Are you a good Call of Duty player?
Never played it.
I was pretty bad. Face off by sorts, because I was so used to Halo. And Halo, you can run around and beat them with a gun, and then in Call of Duty, you have to be like an actual sniper. So I'd be running around and I get sniped every time. Trying to set it up in front. Andres, he's got more for us. Hopefully it's good news. It's 6-2 lead right now for Little Caesars. It's your show, Andres. What do you got?
Good news for the Chicago Mission, bad news for Little Caesars. A roughing minor against Gullstrand. We saw earlier in the first period the Chicago Mission found a way to stuff one of the guys on the opposite net of the boards, and the Little Caesars were also trying to do the same thing, the Chicago Mission, near their boards. So refs are trying to mitigate anything that's happening near the boards, pushing anyone off the ice. You don't want to do that. So a 2-minute minor, Chicago Mission on the attack, again a 5-on-4.
Thanks so much, Andres. Hopefully we don't see you again, but we've had so many penalties. Maybe we'll see him in another 2 minutes.
Yeah, why don't we want to see him again? He's great at his job.
Yeah, he's running up and down the stairs to give us reports.
Yeah, he does an absolutely terrific job. But Mission is struggling on that power play.
Yeah, I don't know if they're tired or what, but and let's give credit to Little Caesars. They've just played excellent hockey from the opening phase.
So you're saying Little Caesars is on a mission here?
We got to find some Caesars puns.
No, we don't. Well, you could say they have a little lead.
Yeah.
Only it's a big lead.
They've been quite the conqueror tonight in the offensive end. I mean, you could say they're quite the Caesars of hockey.
I was just thinking back to the Blackhawk days. Alcoin there is at the point. And of course, his dad, right, was an offensive star, a defensive stud with the Hawks with a very fast slap shot. I would have liked to have seen his kid's slap shot now.
Well, we've talked a lot about the back-checking struggles of this team led by Adrian Aucoin and the other coaches. They have a lot of them on this 14U team led by head coach John Doherty. But let's look at the other side of the Aucoin.
Oh, no.
How can Mission be better on their forecheck?
How can Mission be better on their forecheck? You know, that's too generic of an answer. I'm ready to say, you know, communication or discipline or something like that. But, you know, that's the easy answer, the kind of the generic answer. And you don't want to say it's necessarily more effort. I mean, they're leaving their hearts out on this field, on this ice rink. Yeah, they're doing a great job. It's just, you know, unfortunately, this team from Detroit, Little Caesars, is just doing a fantastic job today. They came to play.
And if you're not familiar, the ice rink where the Red Wings play their home games is known as Little Caesars Arena. Chance for the Mission. Shot, he scores! Goal awarded, Connor Eilers. They still got a long way to go, partner, but that was the right time to score early on in the period.
Well, that's the thing. In hockey, you can only get one goal at a time, 1 point at a time. So it's 6-2. The best you can do is get another goal and pull to 6-3, and that's what they did. It's kind of cliche, right? But now they got to do that, well, twice more till they get down to a minute or two to go in the game, maybe 3 minutes, and pull the goalie and hope for something to happen then. They obviously can't give anything up. They need to pinch in at the point to try to keep something going in the offensive zone, but you got to be very wary of giving up a breakaway goal.
You know, we've talked to Andres a lot about their center and gunner Goldstrand. Uh-oh, the ref took a tumble.
Right, the ref is checking the players.
It's a contact sport. Even the ref can get injured. As here's a chance. Shot. Good save by Meyer.
That was a good save. There was some available net to shoot it into on that.
But we talked about Connor Goldstrand. He's been very good tonight, partner. He's taken 11 face-offs thus far, and he's won 6 of them.
Oh, no. Got a penalty. So we are going to see some more of Andres. This has been kind of a penalty-laden game. I think both coaches are going to go back and say, I don't care what the final score was. We need to get better as hockey players to not let those undisciplined penalties happen. But they're 14. You know, that's how you learn.
Right. And that's the thing, too, as the penalty is against the Mission. You got to know, well, you never want to commit a penalty, but you can be aggressive. You just got to know the difference between high hockey IQ plays and being overly aggressive and not smart hockey plays. As that's a shot that's blocked that time by Thaddeus McMahon. You talked about him a lot in this game, Bob. Let's talk about him one more time. Great game by Thaddeus McMahon.
Right. Well, what I like about him is his puck handling in his own zone, right, and of course just crunching, bone jarring checks along the boards.
More Andres. Andres, you're the penalty man. What more penalties do we have to report?
Got a tripping call on, number 91, Oliver McKinney from the Chicago Mission. They got the goal to make it, to cut the lead in half. It wasn't a power play goal, but it was right after the power play subsided. And unfortunately, they get another 2 minutes for tripping. The Chicago Mission got to clean things up if they want to stay in this game. They were able to find a way back, but all these penalties are going to hurt them in the long run. You got 12 and a half minutes left to play.
All right, Andres, let's put you in the position of head coach John Doherty. would you consider pulling your netminder down 3, or do you got to get it to at least 6-4 to consider pulling him?
I would even say 6-5 before you consider pulling them. If your offense is not going to make chances, you don't want to let up the defense. Chicago Mission hasn't really been showing much on the strong side of defense. They keep running into each other. That's one thing. And then on top of that, they're not sticking to their fundamentals of quick, short passes. They're trying to make the long stretch pass, and it's not working. They're letting go of the puck in their own offensive end, or excuse me, their defensive end, and giving the Little Caesars a chance to score. And now you see the tilt of the tide, 6-3. Also, it seems like this is the favorite side to score on this left side of the ice from our view.
It's like they know that our one of our main cameras is here,
Yep.
so we got to make sure that we get the shot. Andres, once again, you're a gentleman and a scholar. Thanks
Thank
so
you,
much.
sir.
12:04 to go in the period. Doesn't that make the broadcast so much more fun when you've got some in-game reporting like that?
Well, especially when it's good like that from Andres, right? He's really really good at listening to what's going on and being able to articulate it.
Up in the air, it was last touched that time by Jack Peterson.
What I'd like to see, and you touched on it with Andres, right, is you're down by a goal, but you're up on the power play, so your goalie is kind of useless in the spot. You're down 3, you need to score, you need to push and score. Pull the goalie now while you have a power play.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to do it now.
Yeah, you do, because it's a power play.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you're on the penalty kill right now. But I get what you're saying. Like, you're already down a man, so you would pull him to gain that man back.
Right.
Now it's back to 5-on-5.
Right, but I would do that a lot more. Plus another thing that's happening in hockey is they're pulling the goalie earlier. So instead of just with 1 minute to play in the period, sometimes it's 2 or even 3 minutes.
At youth level hockey, one of the tiebreakers when it comes to seeding come playoff time and other tournaments is goal differential. So when you give up 7 goals, that's a wraparound try. The net's off. The officials are going to play on. I don't like that. It looks like the net's off a ½ inch.
Well, it's probably more than a ½ inch, right? It is off.
Uh-oh.
Apparently not too far off for the referee, though.
And are they going to call it on the goalie, or are they going to call it on Ty Kennedy? I think they should call it on the goalie. He was going towards the head of Kennedy. The goalie is allowed that crease partner. You can push him away. You cannot push at the head.
Yeah, I don't think anything's happening here other than the face-off outside the zone.
Yeah, all right, never mind. There was some action, though, at the goalie crease, but we play on. It's a decision time for John Doherty. Has a chance for the Mission near Meyer. He taps away with his stick.
Well, again, and if that shot goes in, now it's a 2-goal game in 10 minutes to go.
Right.
So, right, and in the meantime, they have to risk an odd man break. But they still got to push.
But
game's not over.
When goal differential is a factor when it comes to seeding in tournament time, do you want to have a lower seed because you gave up this extra goal to Little Caesars when you didn't have to?
Well, I was going to say earlier, I think a lot of these penalties are not bothering the coaching staff as much as I think you would. I mean, both teams want to win these games, but at the end of the year, you have to have practiced your power play, and you have to practice your, defense against power play, right? So I'm not so sure the coaches are so upset these players are going in the penalty box to get some learning opportunity to play power play and against it.
What's the old saying? There's no reps like game reps.
Right.
That's why, it's the catch-22. Do you play players in the preseason or do you not play players? How many game reps do you need? If you play too many game reps, you get hurt. But at the same time, you can't be afraid of your players getting injured. Injuries are going to happen.
Yeah, it's like I don't think it matters if you finish 3rd place or 6th place in the standings if your players are improving at the right pace to get to the next level.
Of course, Little Caesars led by head coach David Legwand. Did not go to an all-star game. He's taller than me, though, 6'2", good size. He was a center.
Everybody's taller than you, Kyle.
Is that why my my favorite hockey players for the Mission are the Shorter brothers?
Oh, no.
Is that why my favorite food is a shrimp? Because I can... I can... Over to the boards. Hey, Muggsy Bogues was, 4'11"?
Was he that short?
He's pretty short, maybe 5'2". Spud Webb was, 5'6"? He was 5'3". Okay, 5'3". That shot goes high. Karam straight back. Eilers touch of last.
Yeah, we got a penalty behind the scenes, right? Now, unfortunately, I saw kind of some action in the corner, so I'm not exactly sure what happened, but going to the sin bin for some behind-the-scenes activity, but he's having a good conversation with the referee over it. I can't see his number. He's skating in sideways.
Yep, it's going to be taking a seat in the sin bin will be number 9, Vincent Arnone, who scored earlier. And I did not see a Caesars. Yep, there it is. The Caesars guy goes to the bench.
I like how he looked, though. It's like, me, Ma, I didn't do that. But then the long conversation with the referee, and it wasn't animated. I think the referee was simply explaining what he did. Looks like a hooking call.
So for now, they just had, okay. What are the rare times that you see both guys go into the box at the same time, and they put 2-minute penalties on the Jumbotron? Usually they're just in the box for 5 or 10 minutes, and they don't put any penalties on the Jumbotron. Andres, I hope you had a nice little break because we got more penalties to report on. Here we go.
So yeah, first 4-on-4 opportunity for both of these teams. First 4-on-4 on the night. We're seeing a hook on Chicago Mission's number 6. Mullen Shorter, and then a slash call on number 9 from Little Caesar. However, there seems to be a dispute on both sides. There's not a partition there from both penalty boxes, but Little Caesars were saying that number 6 didn't do anything. He wasn't even the man in question. So unfortunately, it sounds like number 6 is getting a little bit of a 2-minute break, whether he likes it or not. But 6-3, 4-on-4. We got about 8.5 left to go, and it looks like a close goal here.
Are you surprised that we're seeing both guys in the box? Usually when both guys go to the box at the same time, they don't have penalties on the Jumbotron like that.
I think it's just more for posterity's sake, knowing that it's a 4-on-4 opportunity for both teams. As we're getting a scrum here, a big open ice hit right in front in the slot.
Well, we're going to watch it on replay in a second. Thanks so much, Andres. And boy, oh boy, can't we all be friends, Bob? I guess not.
So Andres is Sports Broadcast Solutions version of Pierre. What a wonderful job, right? He's seated right there between the two benches and can give you the scoop on what's really going on down there.
Yeah. Well, we're going to watch what happened. I was talking to Andres, and then
the scrum happened in front of the net.
It went from hockey to boxing in a split second.
Well, it was cleaned up pretty well by the referees. Looks like a couple of young line judges, right? And the two referees. A lot of penalties have been called. I think the game has been well reffed, from where I sit at least.
Face-off won by Little Caesars.
Here's that breakaway, 2-on-1.
Off the skate. Another try up in the air, loose puck at the crease, and then trying to get it out, and does Caesars.
We needed one of those Shaw hits with the head.
Boy, oh boy, it's going from bad to worse right now for Chicago. Still 4-on-4 for another 49 seconds. At the hash mark, Sorensen trying to get it out.
Coyne lost it there.
What a game for Vincent Arnone. A goal and 2 assists. Gunnar Goldstrand with 2 assists. He has 14 face-offs on the night. As that shot goes wide. William Sorensen has 12 face-offs. He's won 6, lost 6. As here we go again. Some possible fighting, and a Coyne tying up his opponent. The refs say, please stop. And they say, okay, sir, we will.
Yeah, Coyne had him tied up in a kind of a Draymond Green kind of headlock from behind. And Little Caesars player took a little bit of exception to that. Coyne being a much bigger player. Figures, if I'm going to hold on to somebody, let me get this small guy.
We don't have Cameron Coyne's height. Each team with a lot of coaches. Do you think that helps when you have so many different coaches, different aspects of the game that they can specifically teach you in a practice?
Oh, absolutely, right. Every coach has their own perspective. Oftentimes it takes 2 or 3 coaches to say the same thing before it, gets through the players' thick skulls sometimes, right? But get different perspectives, different backgrounds. You say the same thing a different way. And of course, like you said, the coaches can all train on different aspects of it.
At neutral ice. Don't go anywhere. The post-game show brought to you by Sports.
I mean, what can you say, right? There's no other way to say it. Usually, you want to be superlative. You got to score soon or you're not going to win, right? Well, you only got 7 minutes to go in this game. 6:54, down 3. You can't wait to score 3 goals with a minute to go.
Face-off it's won that time by Little Caesars, and back over to the corner at the face-off dot, trying to get it on net. Shots blocked by Caesars. Back over to the point, trying to get it on net. Couple of nice moves, stolen away by Caesars. They look for a man up front, turnaround pass, and then stolen away by Chicago's Trevor Shorter. On the stick now of Cameron Hollyoak. A stop and start move. He skates up with the puck and then sends it up backhanded style over to Brierly. Brierly up with the puck, sends it up. Little Caesars retrieves it, obtained at the corner, and it was going to be acquired at the blue line and hit the net, and we stop play at 6:23.
Yeah, I like how Mission had patience to get the puck from this end all the way to that end. They got the puck to the far boards okay, behind the other team's net, right? But then they didn't have the right forecheck on it. So, but they do have a face-off in that zone, so you got to say that the patience worked to get the puck up the ice rink. Now they have the face-off. This is where that puck possession on the face-off really matters.
Over to the point.
So they won the face-off, put it back behind the net, so that's what you wanted.
Out at the corner, trying to send it over to the point. As that shot attempt, that time by McMahon, couldn't get it on net. Back over to the point, that shot blocked. Caden Aucoin couldn't get it on net. And then back into the territory of the Chicago Mission. Johnson says it's icing. The refs agree. 6:01 to go. Decision time for Doherty. Do you consider pulling him to make things interesting? I don't see Johnson going to the bench yet.
Well, if he does go to the bench, it'll be like with a minute or two to go. But they're down 3, so I don't think they're going to pull the goalie with the intent to tie the score. Now, I would like to pull the goalie because again, that's a part of the game that you want to practice. Now, I don't think if by pulling the goalie, you're going to be able to tie this score.
Right. Well, you would pull him
for the practice.
Right. Well, let's say they scored in the next 20 seconds. You pull him, you put him back in, you try to get it back in deep, you pull him again at the 3-minute mark.
Yeah, that's not my style. My style would be pull him and leave him pulled. Obviously, if there's a face-off in your own zone, then you have to put him back in, right? But, yeah, you do need to try to score, get that at least 4th goal within the next couple of minutes so you can pull the goalie with up to 3 minutes to go. But that's a lot of time to have an empty net.
What kind of cycling action on offense is Caesars doing that's different from Mission?
I haven't seen the cycling that much, not in the traditional way. I mean, they're passing along the boards, but that's different than circling.
Johnson covers it up.
So, I mean, I guess that would be something that I think would be something I think the teams could implement more of. And frankly, it hasn't been a whole lot of dump and chase and checking. They've been carrying the puck in on both sides. It's a style I like to see more. I've never been a fan of dump and chase, but in the NHL, the players are so fast and so big, so quick, and that's how you get the puck in the zone sometimes. And of course, you do that when you're changing. It's in.
That shot's, he scores! Goal awarded! The exclamation point on a very impressive win for Little Caesars tonight.
Oh, you got him the win already. That was the save that you really think you should be able to make. That wasn't deflected. It was shot straight on. Didn't look like he was screened. Didn't expect it, perhaps.
That was just fabulous. Won the faceoff directly to the defenseman. Yeah, I mean, his forward is right in the way of Johnson, but you're right, Bob. You got to make that save, or at least tell your forward, get out of my way so I can see the puck.
Well, and that's exactly right. Right when there's here's going to be a penalty. This is going to be you're in the penalty box on that one, sir. You can't do that. You can't just wipe out a player after a goal. And of course, I love it. The little bit of taunting there by the Little Caesars player, just looking at the scoreboard, pointing at it, saying, "Hey, we're ahead 7-3. You don't need to do that." I think if it were me, I'd probably give him the game misconduct. You just can't do that. So Mission getting a little bit frustrating and letting it show. The face-off now is going to be in their own zone. I don't know if I don't know if you could, if that was on camera.
Yeah, it was.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, it was
mid-ice.
Going to the box is Taylor Ailing, who scored earlier. Look, no one likes to lose hockey games 7-3, but there's no need for that. And if you go with the face, it's a game misconduct every time.
Well, and the problem is it's what referees see. It's not what they heard. It could have been a little bit of taunting. We don't know. Maybe the Little Caesars guy pointed at the scoreboard, and then the Mission guy decided to deck him. You can't do that, right? But it's what you see. It's not what you hear. But the right call was made. I'd probably toss him for the game. Just can't do that.
When I was an umpire, everybody said I could hear well, but I couldn't see.
Oh, no. Don't admit that.
Well, I knew I was doing a good job, but apparently some of the parents, when I was umping games, said I've been blind for years.
I love to watch some of those TikToks of the Angel Hernandez type calls.
That shot blocked. I mean, that's the advantage of being up by 4 goals. You can pinch as many times as you like. That shot by Johnson, well, we all knew it was a penalty, Andres, but what's the final decision? Is there a game misconduct? Was there a warning from the ref? That was pretty blatant what happened to the Mission.
Yeah, so it's going to be a 2-minute minor on top of a double major, so 10 minutes. He's effectively out of the game tonight. It'll be a high stick contact as well as a misdemeanor. So it's going to be a tough night for the Chicago Mission to finish this off.
Yeah, you can't be doing that, partner. It doesn't matter what the other team says to you. I mean, did you hear anything from Chicago, from their bench, about what was said from the Little Caesars player to Talon Ailing, number 22?
Nothing specific, but there was definitely a lot of emotions there, and we're going to get a hooking call here. I can tell from the linesman over there. I'm not sure if that's against Little Caesars or against Chicago Mission, but another penalty nonetheless, as we're going to see more people filling into the sin bin. There's not a lot of space down there, I can tell you that much. But as far as anything being said, a lot of emotions coming out from number 22. He's obviously fiery up. They have more games to play this weekend for the Chicago Classic. So you know, you want to finish on a high note, and it will be against Little Caesars, so they'll have the 4-on-4, but still the major penalty against the Chicago Mission as we'll go to the final minutes of play here.
I mean, you've been covering the Rockford Ice Hogs for a while now, Andres. Have you seen a game like this where there's more penalties than goals scored? We've got 10 goals scored. I haven't counted the penalties yet. It's got to be at least 15.
If we're playing with these rules at the AHL, maybe. I think at the AHL, you're definitely going to see a lot more fights, a lot more chippiness. Kind of what you're seeing here, but the referees will kind of let them go, let them have their say. But here you want to make sure that these kids are safe. They're 8th, 9th graders, freshmen in high school, 14U. You want to make sure that they're playing it safe and also playing the game right. Obviously, you're going to have those misdemeanors that come in every once in a blue moon, but obviously the name of the game, play the game right so you can get to the next level.
Thanks so much, Andres.
No
You're
problem.
A gentleman and a scholar. And with 4 minutes left, will we see Andres again? Is there a points bet about when we'll see Andres again on field reporting duties?
I'm going to take the over. I think he'll be back.
All right, put it in, guys, if you're watching on FanDuel Sportsbook. Out behind the net.
You swiped my roster. Number 91. He's been in the sin bin at least 3 times.
Yeah, but you got the stats there, partner. What do you got for penalties? I would love to see. We have totals, too, at the bottom, if you see. It's been pretty nuts with the penalties.
Yeah, you have to count them up individually here. It has been nuts for the penalties. But like I said, I'm not sure the coaches are so upset with that because you got to practice your power play and defense against it at some point.
For Little Caesars alone, 7 penalties. They have 7 goals and 7 penalties. How about that? They've been killing penalties for 14 minutes, but they have 7 goals scored.
Yeah, Jack Peterson's been in the box 3 times. That was a double major. Number 22, I have to look at his name on that one.
Ailing.
Yeah, I was talking with the mom earlier when I was looking for the extension cord, when I was looking for Cam. So shout out there. Your son's in trouble.
Well, Bob, we do the 3 stars of the game as the Mission are going to lose this one. Who are your 3 stars? Do you pick all Little Caesars players, or was there somebody from the Mission that might have been better than a Little Caesars player tonight?
Yeah, I've turned into a McMahon fan, so I'm putting him as the 3rd star. And did we not say there was a hat trick? Yeah, so
Colby Combe.
Yeah, Colby Combe. He gets a hat trick, right? And then we have to think of the 3rd player. I mean, you could arguably say the goalie, but I think I'd like to pick a player, maybe another forward that's got the assists. But there's nobody that's jumping out on me here.
Yeah, we've got Vincent Arnone with a goal and 2 assists. Obviously, Gunnar Goldstrand, we talked about earlier, with 2 assists. Colby Combe, 3 goals and assists. What a game for him.
Yeah, it's hard to give a player of the game or a star of the game to McMahon. He's got the puck right now and circling around with it, doing a great job holding on and putting it behind the net. But, you know, they gave up 7 goals, and he was a defender, right? But nonetheless, I would give him the 3rd star of the game, and you've got to figure out who the 2nd star from Little Caesars is.
The goals, if you're wondering, for Chicago Mission, Talon Ailing, Reed Hamura, and Connor Eilers. In terms of shots on goal, according to our very talented stats people, 27 shots on goal.
Wait, I think somebody has 12 there, and that's meant to be a 2. It's probably 17.
What do you mean? Oh, there's a 12 for Mission?
Yeah, for somebody's got 12.
Yeah, that's for Caesars. I think that's a 1 or a 2 for Timber.
So there's 27 shots on?
For Mission.
Wow.
And then 30.
Okay.
And that's probably less than that for Caesars because Anthony Timmerman, defenseman, has 12 shots on goal.
Right.
I don't know if a defenseman can get 12 straight shots from the point to get on goal.
Yeah, I think our highly paid stats guy probably meant to put a 2 there, not a 12. Probably put a 1 and then changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't think he's got 12
All
shots.
right. So if it's 2 shots on goal, it's 20. So according to our stats people, more shots on goal for the Mission. That's why they're one of the better teams in AAA hockey.
Well, and shot quality matters. You can't just shoot it on net into the breadbasket of the goalie. It's better to shoot it wide. Oh, it goes into the bench there, deflected in the bench. But it's better to shoot it where it can be deflected or redirected. Then there's a more wide open net to shoot it into.
Too many penalties committed for Oliver McKinney, but according to our stats technicians, 5 face-offs for Oliver McKinney. How many did he lose, Bob? Without looking at the stats.
Oh, wow. Without looking, I don't know. I'm going to say he won them all. But only because you asked.
He only lost 1 face-off.
So four wins, 1 loss.
That's pretty darn good.
We need another penalty. There's only a minute 20 to go, so they don't even have to spend the whole time in the sin bin, right? And then we get to hear from Andres again.
6 face-off, 1 for Maxwell Adams. Only 2 lost.
Offsides.
And for Gunnar Goldstrand, he's done everything tonight. 2 assists, 2 shots, 1 on goal. He's won 10 face-offs, lost 6, and like most of the players on tonight's hockey game, he's also been in the penalty box.
Won 10 face-offs and lost 6?
Yeah.
Wow. It's a lot of face-offs.
A lot of minutes on the ice.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's just on the ice for a couple seconds with his face-off. Coach says, get back on the bench.
Win the face-off and get on the bench.
Out to Shorter. I'd say a B- effort from the Mission tonight and just A+ hockey from Little Caesars.
Well, I'll agree with your A+. I mean, sometimes shots just go in.
They've been wide open, though. I mean, the passing has been crisp, right on target. Should they have been as open as they were? Well, maybe Caesars has some stuff to work. I mean, Mission has some stuff to work on in practice, but.
Well, in a much faster game than we thought that we were going to get. Had it been outside with the snow or the rain, whatever. Rain obviously wouldn't work, but snow would have been a lot slower game, and then it could have been a lot different. A lot more dump and chase, check, forecheck. Here there was some nice crisp passing. These passes that were made, especially from Little Caesars, would not have happened outside on the ice with snow.
So don't go anywhere. Post-game show brought to you by Sports Broadcast Solutions. Nobody went on the YouTube chat. I will check the.
Oh, there was a couple.
I meant for a player of the game.
Oh, I see.
Well,
if we're going to put a Mission person on, I mean, you got to make that call. But I wouldn't mind hearing from McMahon.
We'll let our stats people pick as well. My pick will probably be Reed Hamura.
Well, there's a little spin around, a little bit of holding, never hurt anybody.
So don't go anywhere. It'll most likely be Reed Hamura, but we will let our stats people decide as well. Little Caesars with a dominating win tonight.
Yeah, that'll just about do it. A no-look pass from behind the net that went past all the way down to the other end, and the game will end.
7-3 the final. Very impressive. It's not easy driving from Detroit to Chicago to play. It was snowing a little bit last night. We don't know when they came in. Usually they arrive within 24 hours of the hockey game, so they were probably here yesterday afternoon, stayed the night, and played some hockey today in Northbrook, Illinois. Never trailed. It was 1-1, and then 4-1, and then 7-3.
Right. Well, of course, we predicted each of us a 3-2 game, and it turned out a lot more goals than that. And, of course, the hotel right next to here, maybe how some of those players don't know. But when you said a little bit of snow, were you kidding?
Last night, not tonight.
Yeah.
Last night was a lot better than tonight's weather.
Well, last night, oh, my gosh, there's tons of snow. I mean, I broke my back shoveling it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't. Well,
yeah, you don't have a driveway.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you didn't have to shovel it. Lots more snow last night than early or all day today.
All right. Well, final thoughts, partner. Disappointing. You never want to lose the Outdoor Classic, especially 7-3. Chicago Mission still have some big hockey games coming up. They got the Anaheim Junior Ducks and the St. Louis AAA Blues. Some big games coming up for Little Caesars as well. And for Little Caesars, whenever you beat the Chicago Mission 7-3, definitely helps your optimism and your confidence going forward.
Yes, you've got good players on your team. But what an honor to be here. Thanks for having us. It was a great game to watch, even though Mission didn't win, but a lot of fun.
So post-game show coming up next. You're watching Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Promises. They fill every cubic meter and ride on every kilometer. Over mountains, oceans, borders. Beneath it all is our promise. Because we know that when we deliver on our promise, business moves forward. And you can keep your promise. Coyote Logistics. Drive your business forward.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. SBS offers live telecasts on Channel 59.3, YouTube, or Twitch. We include pre- and post-game interviews with the players.
You know, I started in the locker room. All the boys were getting going before the game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click at the beginning of the game, so I think that's what got us going.
We also include digital live statistics, play-by-play commentary, team highlight reels, and even more than that. Go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com or search Sports Broadcast Solutions on YouTube. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
These are all promises. Every piece in every box on every pallet. Promises. They fill every square inch and ride on every mile. Over mountains, oceans, borders, rain, sleet, snow. Beneath it all is our promise. Because we know that when we deliver on our promise, business moves forward. And you can keep your promise. Coyote Logistics. Drive your business forward.
Promises. They fill every cubic meter and ride on every kilometer. Over mountains, oceans, borders. Beneath it all is our promise. Because we know that when we deliver on our promise, business moves forward. And you can keep your promise. Coyote Logistics. Drive your business forward.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. SBS offers live telecasts on Channel 59.3, YouTube, or Twitch. We include pre- and post-game interviews with the players.
You know, I started in the locker room. All the boys were getting going before the game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click at the beginning of the game, so I think that's what got us going.
We also include digital live statistics, play-by-play commentary, team highlight reels, and even more than that. Go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com or search Sports Broadcast Solutions on YouTube. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. SBS offers live telecasts on Channel 59.3, YouTube, or Twitch. We include pre- and post-game interviews with the players.
You know, I started in the locker room. All the boys were getting going before the game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click at the beginning of the game, so I think that's what got us going.
We also include digital live statistics, play-by-play commentary, team highlight reels, and even more than that. Go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com or search Sports Broadcast Solutions on YouTube. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone number is 330-957-7653, or you can go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the postgame show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith, but my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential college scholarship and significantly less than these recruiting services, we got this. In addition, we put together highlight reels for teams, including high school, your club team, or travel team.
Promises. They fill every cubic meter and ride on every kilometer. Over mountains, oceans, borders. Beneath it all is our promise. Because we know that when we deliver on our promise, business moves forward. And you can keep your promise. Coyote Logistics. Drive your business forward.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. SBS offers live telecasts on Channel 59.3, YouTube, or Twitch. We include pre- and post-game interviews with the players.
You know, it started in the locker room. All the boys were getting going before the game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click at the beginning of the game, so I think that's what got us going.
We also include digital live statistics, play-by-play commentary, team highlight reels, and even more than that. Go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com or search Sports Broadcast Solutions on YouTube. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
These are all promises. Every piece
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. SBS offers live telecasts on Channel 59.3, YouTube, or Twitch. We include pre- and post-game interviews with the players.
You know, it started in the locker room. All the boys were getting going before the game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click at the beginning of the game, so I think that's what got us going.
We also include digital live statistics, play-by-play commentary, team highlight reels, and even more than that. Go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com or search Sports Broadcast Solutions on YouTube. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone number is 330-957-7653, or you can go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the post-game show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith, but my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential college scholarship and significantly less than these recruiting services, we got this. In addition, we put together highlight reels for teams, including high school, your club team, or travel team.
My teammate gave me a great pass, and I just took it. The other team slashed me, took the opportunity, saw where the goalie was weak, and I just shot it there.
Solon, O'Connor, and Marsh back on defense, and Marsh gets a blowout. We got a breakaway at 2-0. A shot, and a goal! So 3-3. The power play was officially over.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you who would like to broadcast or live stream your event, or maybe make a highlight tape, but would like a sponsor to fund the event, SBS has a myriad of ways to advertise your sponsor during our broadcasts. We have commercials. We have on-air reads by the announcers.
Albatross Physical Therapy and Wellness specializes in pain-free.
We have graphics, and we have watermarks. Finally, Sports Broadcast Solutions can create a commercial for you or your sponsor. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, we also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world. This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world.
These are all promises. Every piece in every box on every pallet. Promises. They fill every square inch and ride on every mile. Over mountains, oceans, borders, rain, sleet, snow. Beneath it all is our promise. Because we know that when we deliver on our promise, business moves forward. And you can keep your promise. Coyote Logistics. Drive your business forward.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. SBS offers live telecasts on Channel 59.3, YouTube, or Twitch. We include pre- and post-game interviews with the players.
You know, I started in the locker room. All the boys were getting going before the game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click at the beginning of the game, so I think that's what got us going.
We also include digital live statistics, play-by-play commentary, team highlight reels, and even more than that. Go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com or search Sports Broadcast Solutions on YouTube. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone number is 330-957-7653, or you can go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the post-game show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith. But my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential college scholarship and significantly less than these recruiting services, we got this. In addition, we put together highlight reels for teams, including high school, your club team, or travel team.
My teammate gave me a great pass, and I just took it. The other team slashed me, took the opportunity.